Our plan is to kind of recreate how the bar was when it first opened in 1980, and not only bring back the aesthetic of the place, but also the spirit of the place and how it was when it was originally opened by my dad and Dave. My dad had bars throughout the 70s, starting in 72, 73, and then in 1975, he and Dave Warner opened the first Dirty Drummer and came up with the name by combining their nicknames. So my dad's nickname was Drummer, and Dave's was Dirty Dave, and they didn't have a name at first, and then they just quickly combined their nicknames to come up with the Dirty Drummer. Of course, my mom wasn't super pleased with it, but it kind of grew on everyone. There were 14 of them in the 80s. It's bigger now than I realized. It was actually pretty abrupt. So Dave announced that it was closing in December of 2018, so just over 2 months ago. Andrew and I were working on a different project at the time.
I was working with Dana on a previous project that we were trying to get going, and it was another bar, and we were spinning our wheels over there and working hard and tirelessly on it, and this came up, and we decided that this would be a great way to start off, and it's kind of training wheels. Since it's already set up and has most of the equipment, we can get our feet wet without starting from the ground up.
Just, I'm pretty sentimental and I love vintage things. I hate seeing restaurants and bars that have been around forever close down.
In a way, the Dirty Drummer is the perfect place for us to be doing this project because it's actually where we got inspired by his example of that kind of a balanced life. And we saw that balance here at that bar right there. He'd sit there every day drinking beers with his buddies, and it was a big part of his day. We saw in his example the possibility of what it would be like to have a balanced life of family, friends, work, play, all merged into one.
It's been kind of an emotional process for me, and I'm trying to detach it a little bit so that we can move forward more quickly. But every decision that I make is kind of, I have my dad in the back of my mind.
I'm doing this because I always wanted to be in the business of something fun that people enjoy, and it's a lot better than doing real estate or business or sitting at a desk all day. Just an enjoyable thing, socialize, community, and a fun business I always thought I'd like to get into.
I remember the bar had white tile covering it, and so did all of the tables, and so I think it was an attempt to upgrade sometime in the 90s when they did that. So when we came in and I knew that the bar existed, I just didn't know what condition it would be like and whether or not it was actually under there still. So we just started chipping it up one day, and we discovered that not only is it still there, but it's in great condition. We just have to, fix it up a little bit, but we'll be able to use it. And the original bar that my dad and his friends made in '79. We'll have occasional live music, but we don't intend to depend on it. But if it goes well and it makes sense in here, then we'll do it as often as we want to. We want everyone to feel welcome. We want it to be a place that maybe if people who had been going here for a very long time would recognize that we're taking inspiration from the original drummer in 1980 and not from the 90s. So hopefully people can recognize that we're trying to be inclusive and not exclude anyone who loves the drummer now or how it was back then. And having the link that I have, it made sense to open it, reopen it, keep it open. That's what we're doing.